Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Leslie and today I actually have a video that's not so heavy. I talk a lot about very deep things on my channel and I really go into detail about my experience with losing 50 kilos, and I talk about therapy and I talk about all these things, and today I was like, why not just do a Q&A? And so here I am. I'm very sleep deprived. That is the one thing. I'm very sleep deprived, and I had my makeup still on my face and I thought, why not just sit down and, answer some questions. The first question that I get asked a lot is how tall I am. I am 5'10", so how I look at 120 kilos is probably going to be very different to how an average height person is going to look at 120 kilos. But yeah, I was 123 kilos, and I'm now sitting around 70 kilos. I live in Brisbane, Australia. I am from Brisbane, Australia. However, I have traveled quite a bit, and I actually was in New Zealand for a year. Got back in May of this year, and it was crazy. I thought that I was going to be over there for a lot longer, if I'm being honest. In fact, I sold all of my books because I'm a fiction reader slash writer. Well, fantasy more so. And actually I didn't even sell them, I donated them. And that was how, like, I'm never coming back. I was really, before I went to New Zealand, it was kind of my mindset of I'm selling everything and I'm going. And then I got sick in December of 2023 and I've been recovering. It was very brutal, especially when I thought that I had overcome so many other things in my life and I was having a fresh start. I got hit with the sickness and then I had to come home to Brisbane, and I have been here and I'm very grateful to be here, I guess, and have the support while I've been dealing with my health. But that's a story for another day. Something I've probably already talked about on my channel if you would like to go and look at my other videos. Also, while you're here, I never ask, but if you could please subscribe, that would be good. I need to start asking that more. Anyway, back to this. I'm so tired. What I do, I'm a writer. I write fiction. I've been writing for almost 4 years now, and hopefully a wide variety. I was a songwriter, a very bad one, and then one day I decided, why not? I was really into reading books, and then one day I decided, why not just write a book? And then that same day, I don't think I have spent a single day not writing since then. I write every single day, or I think about writing every single day. It has transformed me as a human being. And I think that while YouTube is super fun, and I love YouTube, and I will continue to post on YouTube and build this amazing platform and community, writing is really like where I see the rest of my life. I love it, and I can do both, so that's pretty cool too. I, however, never went to university because for me there was never really anything that I saw myself doing that would cost a university degree. Like, am I going to spend this amount of money on a degree that I'm not even going to probably use? Or am I going to go travel overseas? And I said from the day I turned 18, I'm traveling overseas. I started traveling and it was amazing. My first trip was actually to New Zealand. And then after that, I think the year after, when I was 19, I went to Europe and I did a really big Europe trip that went everywhere. It was amazing. It was draining. It was an experience. And then I've been to Indonesia, also an experience. And I would love to keep doing more Asian countries. It was so much fun. I had such a good time. And where else have I been? Oh yeah, and like the height of my depression, I sold my car and I went to Scotland. I just felt like going to Scotland. I can't even explain it. It was kind of the same as me with my recent trip to New Zealand. It was like, I just feel called to go there. And when I got there, I realized how much history is there, and especially history with such amazing writers, authors. And I really delved into writing during that experience, and I had a hard time. I actually got COVID when I was by myself in Scotland, but it was beautiful. It was so beautiful, and I did a lot of writing and just experiencing that country is just so beautiful. When I was going through my weight gain, I was 120 kilos and by myself. I had spent a lot of time by myself, and it was like at the end when I really put my foot down and I just said I deserve so much better than this. And then I didn't tell anyone, and I went to New Zealand. I actually went to Sydney, and I had the biggest panic attack of my life because for the last year I had been dreaming about going to New Zealand. I don't know why, just felt like going. And I was in Sydney and I was kind of like, you know, I really want to go to New Zealand. And it was that like inner debate of should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? I was just kind of like in this hostel, and I remember like no one had booked the same room as me for that week, so I really had that time to be there. And it was such an experience it was such a spiritual experience because I just was so lost, I guess, and my gut instincts were telling me to go to New Zealand. I don't even know why, but then I got there and I just met after having that panic attack, I paid for the flight, I went overseas. I was still overweight at this point, and I met the most amazing people. So you can imagine after being so lonely and being in that depression and being so isolated to making such a massive jump in my life and it turning out surprisingly amazing, meeting amazing people. Oh man, I was just like it felt like another reality to what I was living. It was crazy. I don't really see myself traveling for a little while. Since being back and since dealing with being sick, I really just want to set roots where I am. I'm currently house sitting, and I am moving into a house with a guy that I met in a few weeks' time. So this almost feels like a transitional period of my life as well. And that's kind of crazy. I haven't really told anyone about me moving in with him. We're just friends, but after dealing with what I've dealt with my sickness for the last year, it almost feels like a checkpoint for me. You know, it feels like I have been in survival mode for so long that I will finally be able to be like, I have lived in 10 different places since getting back from New Zealand in May. That is too hectic. When you're traveling, you're kind of open to moving, you know, you're open to exploring and stuff, but when you are dealing with a sickness, you just want to be, you just want that security, and I'm so excited to have that security. What is this video? Is this just a Q&A? I don't really have anything else except for talking about my next steps in life. I talk about my the things that I went through so much that it's like I'm almost getting excited to talk about. I'm now getting excited to talk about what's happening next in my life. So I guess that's why I'm sitting in front of this camera talking about it. Like I said, I'm very sleep deprived and I'm just like hanging on right now. Would you like to see the book that I'm currently reading? I'll show you. It's called The Way of Shadows by Brent Weeks. I was reading the Robin Hobb Ship of Magic series, but I don't know what it is, but I just couldn't really get into it. I could, and I was enjoying it, but not wholeheartedly, you know, like when a book really takes you in. And I was looking in the side room of the house that I'm staying in right now, and I found this bookshelf filled with all of these fantasy books, and I was like, have I just not known this was here the entire time? Anyway, The Way of Shadows. I've already started and it's really good. I'm really vibing with it. So I'm gonna probably read this tonight if I can stay awake. That's a lie. I just lied to you. I've lied to you. I'm not staying awake. I'm going to bed, man. I'm going to bed. I don't really know what else to tell you. I mean, I can dive into my childhood, but I don't know if you really want to sit around. I don't know if you really want to sit around and listen to that. So maybe not. Maybe not tonight. Maybe another night. I think I answered some of the more basic things. Where do I see myself next? I see myself recovering from my sickness, being very healthy, continuing my life of health, and actually signing up to a gym. I'm really excited to sign up to a gym and to start that next phase of my life. I just kind of want to get shredded, you know? Like, I've made it this far already. I just, like, what would I look like if I pushed my body physically? Because this entire journey has really been mentally, and it's just been with food, really. And so my diet is good, but now I have to actually get back into physically being good. That's crazy. So going to the gym is what my future entails. Having some security and getting myself out of, I really want to get out of survival mode for myself. I've been in it for a number of years, and I would like to experience some stability and some happiness and some peace. That is where I see my future going. I'm not really thinking about marriage or kids or anything. I would love to find love, of course. I'm single. Maybe that's another Q&A question. I'm single. I'm okay being single. I actually went through a very, very bad breakup that really ruined my perception of love. And I've just been single ever since. Single as in finding myself and not giving away that energy to just anyone. And you really find self-respect by doing that. You really do. You find a lot of self-respect, because now I can look at someone, the most beautiful man in the world, and I can say, and I can have a conversation, and then I can decide whether or not I feel like pursuing this person. And that's so powerful. So that's where I'm at with my life. I don't need anything from anyone. I just want to be self-reliant, and you know, if I find love, that's amazing. That would be pretty cool to do all of this stuff with. But if I don't, I'm good on my own. What else do? I don't really do anything else. That's it. My life is, at the moment, I'm writing a novel. I've been writing it for a while, so I don't want to say at the moment. I want to say For a while I've been writing a novel. And I enjoy it so much. It's almost like my life source. I love writing because it helped me when I was going through depression, and it was like this torch that I could just focus on. I could just look at the light and that was my way out of the tunnel. I hope to publish books and all of that stuff. I finally found the courage to start talking about my journey, and I am so grateful that people actually want to watch my videos and listen to what I'm talking about, which is pretty cool. Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate it, and I plan on continuing for the long foreseeable future. I think that's all I have to say. I'm gonna have a shower and take my makeup off and wash my hair and blow dry my hair so I can go to sleep. Thank you for listening to my Q&A. That's everything that I feel comfortable sharing about my life. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.